England 3, Mexico 2. England are the first team to ever beat Mexico in the Azteca Stadium. And what a crazy game it was. I had to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. Yeah, it was a hard trip, especially because before the hand I had a wedding. So I was just knackered all day, basically. Somehow I stayed up and watched it, but it was definitely worth the wait. 5 goals, 2 penalties, a red card, and England are through to the quarterfinals. And for once, I actually think it was a very, very good England performance. I'm very, very proud of the lads. You knew Mexico were going to start strongly, and they definitely did. They were definitely the better team in the first 20, 25 minutes of the game. But I thought England did really well to kind of settle the stadium, you know, make it a bit quieter than it was, especially at the start. From a lovely counter-attack, started by Declan Rice, who drives up the pitch, plays it to Saka. Saka crossed it to the back post, and Bellingham, of course. Who else is going to be there to make it 1-0? At that point, you're thinking, right, England are probably just going to sit in now because that's what we normally do. No, minute and a half later, Bellingham scores again. Brilliant bit of play by Gordon and Anderson to get the ball back, and then Bellingham laid it off to Kane. Kane passed it back to him. Bellingham makes it 2-0 in 2 minutes. And we're thinking we're in dreamland here. But as you know, it's never that simple with England, is it? No, it's not. Mexico get one back with Quinhos, who I spoke about in the preview. Lovely little finish into the top of the net. Pickford couldn't really do anything about it, and it was one of them. The defending wasn't great, but it was hard to stop, really. And just before half-time, Mexico put on a lot of pressure. Pickford made a few really good saves. They had one just past the post from Jimenez as well. But we got to half-time, and we survived, and I was very, very proud. Second half starts, and I'm thinking, right, there's going to be an onslaught here. England started the second half probably the better of the two teams. Nico O'Reilly hit the post, and I'll get onto him. I don't think he had a great game in general, but he did all right there. And you're thinking, if England can get this third goal, we could win this game. Like, we could definitely go and see us winning this game. And then Jarell Quansah got sent off. Oh dear. It's definitely a red card, by the way, I will say that. Yes, he tackles the ball, but it's not with the foot he's trying to tackle with, and he follows through and it's high. It's definitely a red. And then you're thinking, Azteca, 10 men, England, not been brilliant in defending this tournament. It's not looking great. But then Anthony Gordon does really well to win a penalty for England. Harry Kane flicks it on. Anthony Gordon gets there before the goalie. It's definitely a penalty. Brilliant play from Anthony Gordon, who again I thought was very, very good. And then Harry Kane makes it 3-1, and England get that 2-goal lead. It was never really in doubt when Harry Kane was taking a penalty. And what happens? Harry Kane goes up the other end and gives the penalty away. And I do agree it's soft, but I do think, again, I think the referee got it right. I think it definitely was a penalty. He didn't get the ball. He kicked through the player and got the ball. It's one of them. I think in the Premier League, it's probably not a penalty, but this isn't the Premier League. Raul Jimenez steps up and makes it 3-2. And then you're thinking, oh shit, here we go. But England stayed strong. They went to a 5-back formation. They brought on 3 defenders, and they all played very, very well. Again, I'll get onto them in the player ratings. There's a few scrappy moments, but I don't really believe Mexico had a really, really good chance where you thought, oh shit, like that should have been a goal. And England defended very heroically and probably deserved the win in the end. One thing I was very impressed about England is that Gilberto Mora, who I mentioned, he had a good first half, but he got hooked after like an hour. We kind of contained him pretty well. And like I said, if we didn't, I think it might be a different game. But you know, the midfield did very well with him. Now I'm going to get onto my player ratings for the game, and it's very positive today. Firstly, Jordan Pickford gets a 9 out of 10 for me. The amount of saves this guy made in crucial moments, even in the first half, from Raul Jimenez. He made a few really good saves as well in the second half. And he was really commanding of his box, which Jordan Pickford actually, I don't think normally is. Caught a lot of crosses and obviously the typical time waste thing, where he fall on the floor, punched everything, came for everything. He was leading them at the back as well with what to do. I'm not the biggest Jordan Pickford fan, but last night was one of his better games in an England shirt, I think, ever. So no, I was very happy with Jordan Pickford last night, and he was very, very good. Jarell Quansah, I'm going to give a 4. It was a silly red card to give away, to be honest with you. Actually, up to that point, I don't think he was doing too bad. I mean, he wasn't great either. Jarell Quansah shouldn't be playing for England, and he probably won't for the rest of this tournament out, I would imagine. And to be fair to him, I think Quinhos did score, but obviously it wasn't Quansah's fault Quinhos scored. But he actually contained them pretty well for the rest of the game. But that red card really could have put us in the shit, so that's why his rating is so low. Ezri Konsa, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 now. I don't think Ezri Konsa had the greatest game, but you have to rate the defence on a collective unit as well. Ezri Konsa had to play right back for most of the second half, and I thought he did okay. I didn't like how he was giving the left back so much space to get across into the box. But he did do a lot of few crosses, blocks. He won a lot of fouls even up the pitch as well. So no, Endricon did all right last night, and he's not my number one pick for centre back, but he did well last night. Marc Guéhi gets a 7 out of 10 for me as well. I thought he was more of a leader last night. Marc Guéhi headed loads of things away constantly. And yeah, I do think he's still a very important player for England. Nico Rowe, I'm going to give a 6. Obviously hit the post, but sort of it kind of took a deflection and he hit the post. Defensively, he was okay, but I think there's a reason he came off. I think it was very good management from Thomas Tuchel to take him off when he did, because I think he was losing his head a little bit. The first half, he was a bit poor. I mean, he threw the ball out twice for 2 goal kicks off 2 throw-ins. Which was bad, and he did do another throw-in which I thought was a foul throw as well, but the referee didn't spot. Declan Rice gets a 7 out of 10 for me. What he does for the first goal is absolutely brilliant. Drives his team up the pitch, and you see that he does that a lot for Arsenal as well. We haven't really seen it as much for England. So I thought Declan Rice just had a very steady game. He played 90 minutes, which is good to see because of that injury he's been having. And he does look more sharp and more fit, so hopefully from now we can see a better Declan Rice for the rest of the tournament. Elliot Anderson as well, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. I think individually, they didn't both stand out brilliantly, but collectively, the midfield two were very good. He did well on the second goal to help Anthony Gordon get the ball back. Anderson's just a very steady player on the ball and off the ball, and a very bright future for England's midfield, I would say. Jude Bellingham gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. He was absolutely brilliant. He's everywhere all game. Took his 2 goals brilliantly well. Again, like I said, non-stop running the whole game. By the end of the game, he was nearly on the floor. He couldn't even run anymore. And again, he came up with the big moments when it counted. And this is what I'm saying. Jude Bellingham on his day is one of the best midfield players in the world. Yesterday was his day, or today was his day. He was absolutely brilliant. Bukayo Saka, in and out of the game, obviously got subbed because Quansah got sent off. I'll probably give him a 6.5. Did really well for the goal. Great cross into the box. But he was losing the ball a bit. He wasn't holding the ball up as well as I like him to. Saka's still not fit. I can still see that. He's playing with an injury. But he's better. I keep saying he's still better than Madueke. He still caused more threat than Madueke. Anthony Gordon gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. It could even be up to a 9 if you really wanted to be generous. Anthony Gordon with so much energy tonight, and no, he was great. He's everywhere, taking on his man, winning fouls, winning corners when he needed to, driving his team up the pitch. Did brilliantly well to win the penalty, of course, as well. He was just a nuisance all night, Anthony Gordon, and that's the Anthony Gordon I want to see. I think that's the Anthony Gordon that Barcelona fans want to see as well. He did well against DR Congo, and I said I thought he deservedly should have started against Mexico, and he did, and he should definitely start against Norway as well because he had a brilliant performance. And finally, Harry Kane, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought he did pretty well holding the ball up. Obviously, took his penalty brilliantly, but there's not really any doubt with Harry Kane taking the penalty. Did give the penalty away though, which was a bit silly. I do think the referee just for some reason had an agenda against Harry Kane last night. He just wouldn't give him anything. He gave him a yellow card for arguing against the penalty when the Mexican players did the exact same thing. But it's another goal for Harry Kane at this tournament, and if he keeps going and England keep playing well, keep winning, he probably will win the Golden Boot if Messi gets knocked out or Mbappe, but probably not. Now for the subs. Firstly, I just want to give Morgan Rogers a 6. I think he came on, did a job, held the ball up, did all right. Went on for that long. But John Stones, Jed Spence, and Dan Burn, I'm all going to give an 8 out of 10. They came in a very, very tough game, a very tough environment it is to play in that stadium. And I thought they were all excellent. Dan Burn headed everything away when he came on. Jed Spence was slide tackling people really well. You know, trying to prevent corners, he couldn't, but he did really well when he came on, especially at left back when he's a right back normally. And I thought John Stones, like I said, why I would start John Stones, he just showed leadership when he came on at the back. Nothing silly, just get rid of the ball. That's all he had to do. He's very, very good, John Stones. So they all get 8 out of 10 for me. And Thomas Tuchel, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 as well. Definitely England's best performance of the tournament. It's probably come at the right time because Norway's going to be a very, very hard test. I thought Thomas Tuchel got the tactics completely spot on. I thought he got sub spot on as well. Going to a 5 at the back, yes, we sat a lot deeper, but it really worked because all Mexico were ever going to do was cross into the box. So if we could defend the box, we'd be fine because outside the box, they didn't have a lot of threat with like long shots and things like that. And I think this is the difference between a Thomas Tuchel and a Gareth Southgate. I think if England have Gareth Southgate last night, we don't win that game. Because he's not tactically inept enough. But it was good. It was very, very good from Thomas Tuchel, and I'm very happy with the England performance. Like I said, next we've got Norway Saturday night. That's going to be a very, very tough game. It's a different type of test because they're going to have to defend Erling Haaland with centre backs who I don't think are the strongest. But this is an early preview. I'd play Stones and I'd play Guéhi because they play with him every week. They know what he's going to do. They know what he's like. Just play them two. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the match. It was crazy, and how far will England go in this tournament? It's getting closer. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care and peace.